We are live. Welcome to Comic Crunch News. New date and day, not date, sorry, new day, Thursday. I figured Friday might just be too late for you guys, but we have some really cool news this week. Starting off, of course, is Mr. Lou Rod, aka Buddha Rod. How's it going, man?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. And next up, new to the round table, which is slowly getting bigger, is Charles Whedon. How's it going, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Excited to talk about what we're going to talk about.
All right, cool. Let us get things on the road. Thank you, everyone, for joining. We see Joshua is in there. Thanks again, Joshua, for jumping in. Big news today. We found out, and which we kind of all guessed and knew, that Joe. I'm gonna butcher his name again, and I just learned how to pronounce it properly.
Joe Magliano.
No, it's not pronounced that. Okay, Maganiello. Never mind. Joe Maganiello is Deathstroke. So the question is, I want to get your thoughts. What do you think about him being Deathstroke, and also the fact that the head of DC, what's his name again?
Jeff John?
Jeff Johns, yes, thank you. Jeff Johns made the announcement today. Do you see this announcement? Also, this is the second part. Do you see the announcement by Jeff John being him now taking that onus as the head of the DCEU? So I'll start off with you, Lou.
Yeah. I didn't know he made an announcement, but I will take it. And like Umberto said earlier today, this is the beginning of the Jeff John era. He's right in the ship. Hopefully he can steer it in the right direction. And it's funny because wasn't it this time last week we've got that little teaser?
No, it was Monday. It was Monday last week.
It was on a Monday? Well, it was last week, and now this week
yeah.
we get the actor's name.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And confirmed that he is the villain in the Batman solo film.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. How about you, Charles?
I'm never going to remember how to pronounce his last name, so I don't even care.
You just go by Joe.
Yeah, I'll call him the True Blood guy. But I would have to say that when I heard his name mentioned and that he was cast as Deathstroke, the first thing that popped up in my head is how similar he looks to Manu Bennett from Deathstroke on Arrow, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that could work. I mean, they don't look the same, but still, I got the vibe.
They got the same like gruffy vibe.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And to be honest, I'm looking forward to it. I think he'll do a good job as Deathstroke. I'm a little iffy about Deathstroke being the main villain in the Batman solo movie because I mean I know it's been done to death countless times with the Joker always being the villain, but I don't know. Just I'm not sure because from what I remember in the comics, Deathstroke's not entirely a villain. I mean, he's mostly a wild card. Sometimes he's helpful, sometimes he's villainous. So it'll be interesting to see how it'll play out.
I hear you. I think Deathstroke isn't the main villain. I think you are right. Deathstroke is a villain. He's a bad guy, but he's a mercenary. So, I mean, whoever pays. One of the cool things in the comics is that somebody sent him to kill Nightwing. Nightwing didn't defeat him. Nightwing paid him more than the guy who sent him. That's how he won. So, Deathstroke, I mean, is total Batman. I mean, that's what Nightwing went to Bruce. Is like, yo, I need like 10 mil. Can you just wire it over so this guy doesn't kill me? So that's who Deathstroke is. So I definitely agree with you, Charles. I think we're going to find out. It's going to be one of three people. It's either Joker, it's either going to be Black Mask, or it's either going to be Hush. Those three are one of the main villains. And
sorry.
Sorry, no, go ahead.
I was going to say, out of those three, now, from what we saw in Suicide Squad, Joker is more of a mob boss this time around.
Yeah.
And he probably has a lot of money, but it doesn't strike me as the type to hire a mercenary. He strikes me as the type to handle the situation himself. So I don't think it'll be him. And then Hush, I don't know enough about the character to think it was him or not. So I would have to say, out of the three of them, it's probably going to be Black Mask.
Yeah, to a certain degree, I think Black Mask could be, but I have a feeling I just like Hush. Hush was Batman's friend as a kid.
Here's a question for you guys.
And he knows his history. So go ahead.
Josh just posted. He's pretty sure it's Amanda Waller who's pulling his strings. What if that end credit scene where Bruce tells Amanda stop what you're doing, she kind of takes a little offense to it, and then she hires Deathstroke in his solo film.
No, I don't think so because Amanda Waller has, I mean, she has beef with Batman and Batman has beef with her, but there's always tension. She doesn't want Batman out of the picture because she knows how useful he is. You know, for her,
Everyone
Batman,
knows how useful he is.
she may send somebody lower that Batman will beat up that will be a nuisance, but she will not send Deathstroke where you know that there's a possibility that he could lose. You know, I think that's a different with Amanda Waller there in that case.
Batman never loses.
Deathstroke is beating him. Okay, let's just call it what it is.
No, I mean, hell, Bane has beaten Batman before.
Look,
yes.
he may lose the battle, but Batman always wins the war.
Oh my God, get out of here. But yeah, so I definitely agree with you guys. I think having Joe as Deathstroke, especially size-wise, he matches size-wise with Ben Affleck. He's big, he's tall. The guy's already fit, so I mean, he kind of fits into all that framework they have in the DCEU, and I think it will work well. But I definitely agree with you, Charles. There's somebody else playing the strings. I still think we'll see Joker in that movie, and I think we'll see. I will see either Joker in a Flash, or even maybe Batman thinks Joker is the one who's actually sending him up. You know, trying to find out why Deathstroke is there. Maybe then it leads from Joker to somebody else, whether it's Black Mask or Hush.
I think it would be stupid of Warner Brothers and Jeff Johns to not have Joker in the Batman solo movie. It's just, what's the word I'm looking for? I think the fans would consider it sacrilege not to have the Joker in a Batman solo movie.
Yeah,
I don't need the Joker in a Batman movie.
I do.
I really don't need him.
Well,
I could see this Batman movie, okay, Deathstroke, the antagonist, but then like we said, have someone else. We don't need Joker. Let Joker take a chill pill for a minute.
I know.
Bring in a new character, like they did in the Christopher Nolan first movie with Ra's al Ghul and Scarecrow. We don't always have to go back to the same tier of villains.
I'll put it this way. If Ben Affleck is writing, and even if he follows part of the Nolan script, every Nolan movie has 3 villains. Except in the first one, you keep forgetting that Falcone was a 3rd villain, besides him, Ra's al Ghul, and Scarecrow. So if Joker takes the crime boss position, he still will be the 3rd villain, no matter how you look at it, right? And then you have the other person where you know that, Joker is like, I really don't have time for you now. I'm trying to find Harley or whatever he wants to do. Because this Joker, you can clearly see, is one of the Jokers where when he wakes up in the morning, if he feels like attacking Batman, he will do it. If he doesn't feel like it, he'll do something else.
Yeah.
So, all right. So go ahead. One more thing before we move on.
I was just going to say, damn it, I lost my train of thought. Damn it, Lou, you're distracting me. Okay, I don't know. I don't think that they would do what Nolan did with multiple villains in each movie. However, one thing I would like to see, because it's possible, but Scarecrow. We see a new interpretation of Scarecrow, because he's one of my favorite Batman villains.
I think we might down the line, but I don't think yet. I think it's going to be something where we'll see Scarecrow down the line, or even maybe in other movies. I think you might see even Scarecrow in a Suicide Squad, just because maybe as one of the villains they're trying to chase down, whatever setup they want to do. Because I think with this new universe, it's easy for them to mix and match villains and heroes, so it's much easier not to just keep it. And again, Batman has so many villains that you can share.
The thing that I do remember thinking about now is that Lou said that he doesn't want to see the Joker in a Batman standalone movie. That's fine, because Joker has pretty much been beaten to death in various interpretations of the character, both animated and live action. However, this interpretation of the Joker we've only seen in Suicide Squad. So, in order to further explore Jared Leto's interpretation of the character, they have to have him in the Batman solo movie.
Yeah, they do have to have him in a Batman movie in some level of fashion.
At some point, yeah, just not this first one.
No, he will be in this one. And again,
keep him in the Suicide Squad too. Let him be the main villain there.
No. It's and again, it's Ben Affleck writing it. It's going to be a layered story. If you think it's one villain, no. It's going to be very layered. So you're going to see the Joker come out in such a way where you go, okay, I can see why the Joker is scary, but he's not the one that Batman wants to deal with right now. Because this other guy is so tough. Because Batman's world, if you think about it, if you play the Arkham games, Batman goes through so many villains that you're going, how does this guy manage all this stuff? So I think we're going to see
That's a
some of
video
that
game.
No, but that's also in the comics. So I'm just saying that's what most people know now. It's the same thing. Batman goes through that. So I think you're going to show us some of that in the movie itself.
Well, what do you think of Josh's here? He says Scarecrow should be played again by Jackie Earle Haley.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot.
I would like it, but I think it would be so close to Rashad in some form that I don't know. I like Jackie Earle, I do, but it's just one of those things where I was like, it just might be too close.
I don't know about that one.
It might be too close.
I don't know. I mean, he was creepy in Preacher as a meat guy.
Oh, man.
And he sucked at Freddy Krueger.
Well, all right, he was okay as Freddy Krueger, but there were so many.
That movie sucked.
There were so many problems with that Nightmare on Elm Street remake. He was just a small amount of them.
None of them. All right, let's move on to the next topic. Doctor Strange released a new image of the Sanctum Sanctorum, which of course is his very well-known lair. Just thoughts on it? Just pretty brief. It's just him standing there looking cool.
Cool little pic.
There's not a whole lot to it. It's just looking at just a giant window, him standing in the sunlight and all that. There's not a whole lot to it. It seems interesting. I can envision what I think the Sanctum Sanctorum is going to look like in the movie, and it's probably going to look like maybe a mix between a big mansion and a temple. That's what I'm thinking. It's going to be kind of like something similar to an old, repurposed medieval time church, something like that.
Yeah, I mean the window of the Sanctum Sanctorum is actually matches that in the comics, and I think the animated movie, which is fine. I just want to see the movie. This is why I'm going to sound like Lou and say, yeah, just wait and see.
Well, just like you're sounding like me, my friend. But they just released the poster before we went live
of
Doctor Strange.
Oh, they did. Let's see.
I know comicbook.com sent me the email. It might even be up on Heroic.
No, it's not up there yet. But we'll take a quick gander over. More news. Okay. No, I haven't found it yet, but quick news. Black Lightning, which is Greg Berlanti's next show, is landing on Fox.
Oh God, why Fox?
I don't know, but I mean the guy looks. I mean, I have to say this: it's good to be Greg Berlanti. Let's just call it what it is, because I mean whatever he writes,
he's got shows.
Yeah, whatever he writes, he's making. I mean, look, the man's making money. Greg, just give me some of that magic, so at least I can write one show and put somewhere.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on this? Yeah, go ahead, Charles.
This is completely lost to me because I have no idea who Black Lightning is.
So Black Lightning was, I think, it was made in the 70s, late 70s or 80s, when there were very few black superheroes out there. So he has the power to control and shoot out electricity. His power levels are, I would say, mid-tier. Sometimes they powered him up a little bit more. He's been part of the Outsiders, which is Batman's group that's had Batgirl, Black Lightning, Katana. I can't remember who else has been in there. A few other people have been in the Outsiders. He's been very basic superhero. So for a TV show like what Berlanti does, he fits well because you can make so much more your own backstory, kind of like how they did with Arrow when they first started.
See, what sucks is they can't cross over now.
You see, that's the thing. Yeah, it's weird. Now, does this connect to the other show that is? Berlanti doesn't even do that one. He doesn't do.
It doesn't now because the fact of the matter is, it's on Fox, and Fox just doesn't want to play with the CW.
Well, I think CW doesn't want to play with Fox and his terrible Batman-esque type show. That's probably what.
And that's another thing. Look, Black Lightning needs to be Orlando Jones. He's been campaigning to be that character.
Yeah, you know what? I can definitely see it. The thing about Black Lightning though is that Black Lightning is technically can be the TV version of Green Lantern in a sense. Because you can manipulate his powers in many different ways, but because he doesn't have a backstory, you can steal from certain DC characters. Because if you look at the CW TV shows, Arrow is basically Batman, Flash is basically Superman until Supergirl showed up. That's pretty much what it's been. So you can have Black Lightning fill that role as a Green Lantern-esque type character. But like you said, being on Fox, I don't know.
Well,
I'll give it a shot.
Well, my opinion on this whole thing is not every superhero show within the same DC universe does not need to be connected. It's like we got Flash, Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, Supergirl all connected, but yet Gotham, even Lucifer, and also the upcoming Black Lightning are not going to be connected to those other shows, and I'm completely fine with that.
Gotham sucks. Gotham is stupid.
Season
Black
1,
Lightning needed to be on the CW because I want a big ass shared universe where they can honestly just say we're going to cut down all these episodes to 13, and then we're going to do one big super event team up and have a 10-week run to finish out the season with all those guys going up against a big ass challenge that they've never faced before.
You're going to say
some caliber like that.
No, I just
and their goddamn Gotham.
No, all right.
Lou,
I
relax.
will admit, Gotham season 1 for the most part was stupid. I did not care for season 1 at all. I did not get into Gotham until the start of season 2, and it got progressively better as the season went on.
Nope.
And as for what was the other show you mentioned, Lou? Besides
Lucifer.
Lucifer.
Well, no, Lucifer we like. We like Lucifer.
Yeah. Lucifer is a supernatural show which doesn't necessarily fit well with that superhero world anyway.
Yeah,
as far as I know, Lucifer is its own thing. It's not connected to any of the DC heroes. It's just by itself.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the closest thing you can do with Lucifer is, of course, have Constantine connected in some form or fashion. That's
if they bring in Constantine, it has to be Matt Ryan. Can't be anybody else.
They can do that there, but I think with Black Lightning, I think what it is just that to me is this: Berlanti makes good shows, TV shows in general, right? And Fox is looking for something to complement Gotham because they know they're doing well. Gotham is still doing well. Just take it or leave it, whatever you want to call it. I don't watch it. I'm not a fan of the show either, but it's doing well. But they need a complementary show to match in some form or fashion, and they know that maybe Black Lightning might be that show. And also, for them, they're looking at it this way. It's the renaissance of black superheroes once Luke Cage hits. And we're going to talk about the Luke Cage reviews. So once that hits, you're going to now see if, people love Luke Cage, you're going to start looking for people to say, okay, look, what kind of other superheroes, or what kind of if we're having a black character out there, we make it a superhero, can we do this? Do we have this? So Fox is trying to jump that early to say, after Luke Cage, it's us with Black Lightning, and then we can move forward from there. And I think if Fox was smart enough, I would just say, look, play in the same world and they just call it a day. If they want to, because then it affords them to have extended stories, bring things together, and have people go, okay, who's this? What's going on? Or if they want to keep it, because keep it in a closed shell, and the fact that Black Lightning doesn't fit into Gotham right now,
no,
doesn't make sense. So,
now 13 or 22.
I think they'll pick it up as 13 first. I think it'll be a 13 pickup first, not a 20.
Honestly, I think all superhero shows going forward should only be 13 episodes, because anything longer just drags out the story and makes it.
No, I definitely agree, Charles.
Dragging it out to like 22 episodes, we know from various other shows that a 22 episode run only works for certain shows. For a superhero show that focuses heavily on story, Lou is right. Anywhere from 13 to 15 episodes, no more, no less.
And we saw S.H.I.E.L.D. last year. And he will attest that he was not a S.H.I.E.L.D. fan. Before its 22 episodes, I would say 4 sucked. That's my opinion for last season.
Yeah.
Because they kept their story very tight for the first half and towards the second half.
I think
They definitely did.
I think the only way a show like that could benefit from a 22 episode season and still remain exciting and interesting is to do what Once Upon a Time does, where during the first half of the season it has its own dedicated arc, and then the second half of the season has its own dedicated arc. Basically, two major story arcs in one season.
Yeah, I mean that's another way to solve that problem.
Yeah.
But I definitely agree with you. A 16 to me, a 16 arc where you can spread it across the whole year. You can have all these shows run continuously or tangent to each other. Moving on to another show which is coming up, as I mentioned, Luke Cage at the end of this month. Early reviews are in and they are raving left and right all over the place. It seems like Luke Cage is the show that a lot of people have been waiting for because it's very unapologetic. It takes place in Harlem. It's got the hip hop culture, but also it's something that even tied back to comics in the 70s was tied and rooted into the black culture and black community. So the fact that at least it looks like the show is not shying away from that or trying to water it down, just say, look, this is what it is, sounds pretty good. What do you guys take from it?
I'm sure Luke Cage is going to be amazing. However, I'm not particularly a fan of hip hop, so I'm afraid that when I watch the show, for its score to be heavy on hip hop music, it might sort of push me out of the interest in the show. I'm a little worried about that. Because for me, in order for a story to draw me in and have me invested in it, the music is key. And I'm sure a lot of people will love the music, but like I said, I'm not much of a fan of hip hop, and I'm a little worried about that.
Okay, I would say take it from this viewpoint as being more like a cultural perspective, not necessarily a music perspective. Because if it's going to be based around that, then you look at it as the music or the score as being this is just what it is in that. Remember, and it's almost like taking. I mean, those scores don't have in. There's no heavy in Daredevil or Jessica Jones, but just take it as that being that cultural perspective in there. Maybe that'll be easier for you to take a better look at the show itself. How about you, Lou?
I'm looking forward to Luke Cage. This has been a good Netflix month for me, bro. So, I enjoyed Narcos. I love it. We got season 3 and 4 coming of that. Then I got The Longmire before Luke Cage, and then I'm liking the reviews that Luke Cage is getting right now. They've probably only seen the first 7 episodes, but out of the first 7 episodes, it's getting 5 stars. They did something well there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
as far as the music's concerned, I'm not a fan of New York hip hop, but I could care less. I just want to watch this.
Liz, like, I could care less. I mean, for me, it's one of those things where, to me, this most likely I think will be the best show because Jessica Jones was passable. I'll put it that way. It was passable.
Jessica Jones
for a character that is, because the reason why I say that is that Jessica Jones as a comic book character is much stronger and much better written as a comic book than what we got here. Because if you see Jessica Jones in the comic and you see this Luke Cage that they show, those are the two that match, not the Jessica Jones I saw on the TV show. To me, it was just more Luke Cage was like, oh, this woman is super strong, I'm super strong, so we can have sex and not worry. That was it. That was literally what I got from the show. So, that Daredevil, I think, definitely much better. But we'll see how it turns out. But I think I like what they're doing altogether, Marvel, in terms of their Netflix TV series.
I think what Jessica Jones did well was set up Hellcat.
Yeah, I mean, it set up that, but her character needs to evolve. Second season definitely needs to evolve. Like maybe do a time jump where we see some evolution on there.
Well, didn't they say that in season 2 it's going to be focusing on the relationship between Jessica and Trish? It's going to be focusing on the evolution of their friendship.
It will be. I think my own problem with it was the fact that Jessica Jones had a lot of stupid ideas, very, very stupid ideas for somebody who was a private eye. Yeah,
I did not hate Jessica Jones. I liked it. Did I think it was better than Daredevil? No, not even close. But it was good on its own. and I enjoyed it for what it was. And I gotta say, Christian Ritter cast as Jessica Jones was seriously on point as far as I'm concerned.
At first, I didn't care for it, but watching her in the role, she was all right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sound like I mean, like I said, for me, I was just disappointed that I think what it was is that after Daredevil, I was so sold on like, my God, you gave me Daredevil, right? You gave me Kingpin correctly, and then you give me this. that was what got me, because I was like, come on. I mean, I didn't mind the actress. I think she's fine for what they wanted her to do, but for what Jessica Jones to me truly is, I was a bit disappointed. But I mean, there's room to grow. There's room to grow in the second season.
Yeah, I didn't care for her in Breaking Bad. So when they had cast it, I was like, really, her? She sucked.
No, I think there's a lot of room for improvement. So I think they would do a much better job.
She did fine in the show. The show itself, like we said, it was passable. Does it have rewatchability? No.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's move on to something that came out of left field. Jason Momoa is being cast as the Crow, and that's going to begin shooting in January, which is interesting.
Okay.
Because just before you start off, we do know that Aquaman is going to be shooting next year in Australia, and Aquaman's coming out 2018. So I'm thinking he's going to be shooting the Crow for at least the first 4 to 5 months, which doesn't give me much hope for the movie being very good, because most likely he's only going to have a 3-month shooting time, and then we move on. So anyway, go ahead, Charles, because I'm not sure about this.
Okay. I think Jason Momoa is a pretty decent actor. I don't know how he's going to be as Aquaman, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. I loved him in Game of Thrones, but the show that introduced me to Jason Momoa was Stargate Atlantis. That was the first.
Thank you very much.
Yes, I am a huge Stargate fan, and Lou can attest to that.
Indeed.
I am a Stargate fan too.
Yeah, and so I don't know. Just as Jason Momoa as the Crow, I can't really like place that with the old Crow movie, because I've only seen the original Crow movie once, and I saw it over like close to like 15 years ago, and I don't know. I just don't really. I mean, he's a good actor. I think he might be able to pull it off, but I want to see a trailer first. I want to see a trailer. I don't even care about what he looks like. I just want to see how he'll be able to perform.
No, I definitely agree. I think they need to get away from every single Crow movie and redo the Crow. I mean, keep the essence, but just tailor it around Jason Momoa's strengths, what he can do, and also just give me the essence of the Crow, but don't do anything that has come in the past, whether it's the original or the second remake or sequel that they had that was very terrible. Just give me something fresh.
I as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I've seen bits and parts of the Crow sequels, and as far as I'm concerned, the only Crow movie that matters is the original.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said just even the original, don't try and copy the original. Take the original. Just find out. Just take it on the line. This is the essence of the Crow, right? Done. Make our own movie, and then let's see what happens with it. It's something to wait and see. But Lou, what do you think?
I'll pass.
Okay, he's gonna pass.
I didn't care. I saw the original. The original was good. I didn't watch any of the other craps that they put out, and honestly, I don't know nothing about the Crow. I don't think Jason Momoa is that good as an actor.
No, I think he is. I think he's underrated. The reason is this: is that I would test back to what Charles says. Go watch. If you can watch even just a couple episodes of Stargate Atlantis. Yes, initially he was playing the big tough guy. He wasn't even as big as he is now, by the way. But he brought that like big, tough, and then subtle personality as he kept on going out throughout the seasons. Mm-hmm. And he's the kind of actor that can play subtle, but it's really, really, really small, very minute. Yeah. He doesn't do overtly. Because he comes up as a hardened guy just naturally. So he does really subtle things, and you go, wow, okay. That's why I like him as an actor. Because even if you take Khal Drogo, Khal Drogo is a hard guy, but think about it. When Khal Drogo knew he had a child coming, the elation that he showed without being like all soft was like you knew he was ready. Remember, this is my moon, this is my sun.
No, but before even the child was coming, when she finally flipped the tables on him,
yeah, he changed. I mean, that's why I say that
he
it's
became a
subtlety.
little soft, the
Yeah,
softy.
that's why I say it's a subtlety, and those are the things I like from him. So if you play to the strengths, like you said, we wait for a trailer, we'll see how it is.
Well, there's no amount of money going to get me to go to the movie theater to watch that. I'll wait for it to be released on digital download.
You're so wrong. And finally, Greg Berlanti again, who is doing the DCEU movie, Booster Gold says it's not going to be part of the, at least for right now, it's not part of the DCEU universe. It is a separate thing. First of all, thoughts? Do you think this is still going to stay that way, especially now that we've seen that Jeff Johns, after the interview with Wall Street Journal, is really trying to put his stamp out there? Do you think it's going to continue? Or two, do you think they will create a separate universe where they may have a little bit more lighter tones? This is something that the guys at Collider had suggested. I'll start off with you, Lou.
I think that's a stupid move. They should just keep it all. If you want him to be lighter, because you shifted the focus now, you're going lighter in tone, but you're still going to have the same action sequences in it. Just don't need to be dark. That's something Zack Snyder's known for, is darkness. Okay, but you have Booster Gold to go with Ezra Miller as the comic relief. You keep him in the universe. It would have worked, especially with these all the seasoned vets. You got the seasoned Wonder Woman, Cyborg. Okay, is young. Flash is young, but then you got Bruce, who's old as dirt, and then you got who's always got a big mean look on his face. You need some comedy there besides the Flash, and I think Booster Gold could have brought that with it, especially coming from the future, stealing a ring and all that other crap.
Yeah. How about you, Charles?
I would have to agree with Lou for the most part that leaving Booster Gold as his own thing and separate from the DC Extended Universe is a very stupid move, because it kind of defeats the whole purpose of them trying to create a shared universe across all their movies.
Yeah.
And it's going to be confusing, because when people see Booster Gold and they're like, well, then why didn't the other heroes show up? Or is Booster Gold going to show up in Justice League? Or is he going to show up in a Wonder Woman movie or a Superman movie or even an Aquaman movie? And it's just going to be confusing for the audience. And when they find out, they're going to be as disappointed as I am. I mean,
it's going to be disappointed as I am. No, I definitely agree. I definitely agree. I think it's not going to stay that way. I think it will change.
Good. I hope so.
I think Jeff Johns is going to change that, and I think what we're going to see, because even Shazam, which we all thought was going to be separate, and Shazam is truly the only one you can say completely separate if you wanted to do, because you can make the whole magic and a whole different realm type of thing going on with that. It's part of the DCEU. So,
well, they really couldn't, because Suicide Squad introduced the magic.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no,
with,
but
but
you could still make it a whole complete different movie, and everybody would say, okay, that's Shazam, because again, he's Superman-like in his own world, but Shazam is part of the DCEU. I think, like to you guys' point, I think it definitely makes sense. You bring Booster Gold in, and I think you play on the fact that he is from the future and he is a hero for hire. I think that plays more comic relief and also brings a whole different perspective. And I mean, this is something that John Campea even said. He said, maybe this will bring a kind of reality TV version into the DCEU, which is realistic, because that DCEU is all about realistic takes, not fully realistic, but realistic takes on the real world. And what's more realistic than a guy wanting to be a superhero on national TV?
Really? That would have worked perfect.
Yeah, fame and fortune. So especially somebody that comes from the future, like out of nowhere, and he's like, imagine the Booster Gold movies. Out of nowhere, he starts saving people left and right, and Batman's like, wait, who is this dude? I mean, I have no files, I have nothing on it, because he's from the future, right? And then that's where you see the other side of Booster Gold. You throw in a little Blue Beetle, then you have that buddy cop movie you want. and you now have these guys as separate guys, where the Justice League are like, nah, we're not adding them. No, 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 they're a little too goofy for us. Whatever the case may be, you can build so many story elements off that.
I honestly just want to see a watchtower in space and Booster Gold using the teleporter to sell merchandise.
Yeah, exactly. That would be great. That
would be so hilarious.
That would be, and the fact that, the thing about Booster Gold is, even in the comics, he has sponsors. He had ExxonMobil on his thing. He's always taking, he only has like 10 minutes of time to sign autographs, to fly off, like stuff like that. And then Superman's like, you can't be doing this. It's like, where's the rule book? Who said I can't?
That would be so good in this universe.
Yeah,
it really would.
It would just be it would be a nice counterbalance. Definitely would matching, where Superman can't stop him, right? Because Superman would say, you shouldn't be doing this, but he's like, nobody said I can't. I'm not killing anyone. I gotta eat, right?
I gotta eat.
I gotta eat. You're Superman. You can get food anywhere. so it makes, to me, it makes perfect sense, and I would like to see them do that. So hopefully, they actually add that in there into the DCEU somehow, or even throw him in a Titans movie. Where even the Titans who are younger and lighter are still pissed off at him, because they're like, dude, we're trying to do something serious here. Because Booster Gold's always chasing women and getting sponsorship. Whenever he lands somewhere, that's all he's doing, chasing women to get sponsorship.
Oh, that would be so great in the movie. They go to battle and he's over here talking to some hottie.
Yeah,
we're fighting and you're over here. What's up? Oh, exactly. I needed to get this endorsement deal done.
No, it's like, yeah, we got Cyborg. We're cool. He's strong enough. I'm here for backup. So you can definitely have that. It'd just be interesting to see. Hopefully, hopefully Jeff Johns reigns in all this stuff. Even the Justice League Dark movie, everything needs to be under. Even that too needs to be under one camp, just to show that there are different layers and tiers within the DCEU. Because it would make sense to say, okay, look, there are the main guys, there are the funny guys on the side, there's the Magic Group, there's the Suicide Squad, who are the kind of the bad guys, and it's this very big, extended universe, rather than us having separate movies. So well, I think we're on the right hand.
Before we wrap up, man.
Yeah.
Did you at least watch the Underworld trailer yesterday that I sent you?
I was
expecting a freaking reaction from you, and you never gave me one.
I will do that later today. I have not watched any. I've been busy. I'm sorry. Apple, PS4. There's so much.
Come on, man. That dropped first thing in the morning. I sent it to you like at 10:30.
You know what? Leave me alone, man. Anyway, Charles.
Well, what did you think, Charles?
Yeah.
I actually liked the Underworld Blood Wars trailer. It looked better than Awakening. Awakening was decent, but it was probably the weakest out of all the movies. I even thought Rise of the Lycans was better than Awakening, and a lot of people would disagree with me on that. But I would have to say that my only main issue with Blood Wars is that they are not bringing back Scott Speedman, who plays Michael. And
I'm fine with that. We don't need him in this story.
Dude, he is a hybrid, man. That was the whole focus of the first two movies.
That was the first two movies. Then the tone shifted. Well, the third movie was more of a prequel.
Yeah.
I'm more intrigued with this one because they're bringing back Tywin, and they killed him.
Did they kill him in the last?
Yeah, Tywin died.
He's back.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right.
How the hell could they do that? Well, you know what? Fine. We'll find out in 4 months.
I love it. It's like, whatever. We will find out. Okay, cool. I definitely would check it out. Check it out to see. But
see, the trailer. I love how they started it off. Rehashing of all the
Stop
movies.
Spoiling it for me. I'm supposed to do a reaction.
Well, we're doing it live.
I haven't watched it yet, but
Do it live.
But yeah, no,
like Nick said, Underworld looks dope, and he loves those movies. I do too.
I'm sure it is. But yeah, it should be cool. Guys, don't forget though, we do still have a giveaway. I'll put the link also with this video. Giving away a bunch of anime, which we always get every month. So jump in, check it out, and you can win one of, I think, 3 anime DVDs or Blu-rays. So, yeah.
I'm intrigued to check out that Dark Matter.
Yeah, definitely check it out.
Don't you watch that, Whedon?
No. Tried to, couldn't get into it.
Yeah. There's too much. There's a lot to watch. I started watching Narcos season 2.
Why'd you start with season 2 and not season 1?
Because first of all, it's Pablo Escobar. I know half of his history anyway. Number 2,
yes, but bro, hold on. Time out.
Wait. But number 2, I had family and friends visiting, and they've all watched season 1. They all went to watch season 2, so I started watching it with them, and I enjoy it. And I'm going to go back to watch season 1.
Dude, if you like season 2, the one thing I liked what they did with this, because a lot of the other docs didn't. Because they compiled all information from all points of views.
Yeah.
How he was a family man. Even though he was a big bad guy, how he loved spending time with his children.
Oh, yeah. And his children and his wife.
I love that take.
They were the only centers around him, so to speak. So it made a lot of sense.
Yeah, and then how his mom started that whole downward spiral.
To me, the most evil person is not him; is his mother.
Because she encouraged it all.
It's not even just encouraging. If you're the mother of a drug lord, your son makes cocaine, all right, and kills people, and then you're still okay. You are the worst person on the planet. because your son will listen to you. And you can't say anything? Yeah, so no. I mean, she can at least tell him to take it easy, not like go to town with the killing. So I just put it there. She's the worst person out of everybody there. Completely.
Well, since Joshua asked, yes, I finished Stranger Things. Like I told E, it was okay.
I
like what...
I don't know what you're talking about, Lou. Stranger Things is probably the best show on Netflix right now.
You know what? Just get.
You know what it is? It's probably because I read it to all the hype. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. If I should have just watched it, I might have been on that same train. But since that's what everybody, I liked 11. I liked Toothless. After I came around on the little black kid, I think his name was Mike.
Yeah.
No, Mike. Mike was the white boy. I don't remember. His name started with a J.
Yeah.
The little black kid came along.
And for the record, Toothless, his name is Dustin.
Dustin, yes.
Dustin. Well, he's better off as Toothless. I just liked it. It came out. Oh, I'm just a hater. Oh, yeah, great.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway, guys, let us definitely round up. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. Oh, my God, just mute Buddha. Yes, we should just do that next time you mention Stranger Things. Just want to thank.
We don't mute around here.
Thanks everyone for joining us this week on Comic Crunch News. It will be Thursdays around 3 p.m. We just have to set a correct time for it because I think that's probably the best time for us to have our news show roundup. But I want to thank Charles Whedon for joining us. Charles, what is your Twitter handle?
My Twitter handle is Charles at CharlesGOTR.
Okay. All right. Definitely follow him there on Twitter. And, of course, Lou, it is Buddha Rod. You don't rub his belly, though. Just follow. Just follow.
I only rub my belly.
And, of course, yeah, it's OnBoored, Thunder E, part of the Board Network. Follow. Definitely enter into our giveaway. I want to thank you again, and always enjoy your entertainment.
Boom.